Hello, you wonderful humans, and welcome back. So I collect Australiana, or things that are made in Australia, and this beautiful old book, and you'll think, why is it? And that's not mould, that's just the print coming through of the colours. Because this book is 50, or was, 50 years, nearly 45 years old. So for those of us who were born in the 80s, it's hard to believe that, that era was gone nearly 50 years ago. Now, in launching the Stadium, the Shit Show, merch, I'm definitely trying to sell things or do anything or fundraise, I'll work anything to get money, number one, for the organisation I support, and two, to make this documentary, and help with a weekly comedy show. So every week I'd like there to be a comedy show, about Tasmanian politics at the moment. So these are 45-year-old pieces of paper, and they're like an instant antique. So they will, in another 10, 20, 30 years' time, imagine 100-year-old paper. So this one says, "Don't complain, Betty. You know the city is gridlocked, and this is how we get around now." The only way is down, baby. So this is Tasmania, 4th of the 12th, 25. You were there. You were there when political history in Australia was being rewritten. This one is a little bit blurry because, again, it's 45 years old, but the colour printing processes and the ink, like the paper's still beautifully vibrant, but you can see where overlaps have made for a bit of bleeding or fuzziness. But beautiful. Alrighty. Remember, Betty and Lucy, this is all you're worth today. Food is always for the tourists. Another medium machine rolls on. Yes, please ignore the local media. Do not give them any power. I'm switching off from politicians entirely, except for the fact that to produce a weekly show, I have to know what's going on. So I intend to travel more and talk to regional people, because unfortunately, for the politicians of Tasmania, at the moment, anyone who lives a kilometre out of Hobart is non-existent to them. Paul has a surprise package for his teddy bear. It makes a strange rattling noise, like marbles. Why? It is marbles. Because it's the Australian government's marbles. Not many, not even 2. All right. Tell me, sweetheart, what do you think of rich older white men fucking up your future? Is that your future you're chasing, Johnny? No, not now we have a Liberal government. Where are we sleeping tonight, Mummy? Fuck knows, asked the Liberals. What are we eating tonight, Dad? Fucking don't complain, it's fucking bark. We eat bark every night. Food is for the tourists. Okay. I'm sorry, but I have to cut you out of my life, Gloria. Why? You're a fucking Tasmanian politician. Don't be blinded by the smoke of shiny promises. Swish, swish goes the broom, puff, puff goes the dust, burr, burr goes the is it sweeper? Carpet sweeper, as it picks up the dirt. Gosh, they don't exist anymore, carpet sweepers. You're not going to kick sand in my eye, are you? Yes, I am. I'm a Tasmanian politician. Yes, you can smile and swallow more shit. It's funny if this is made in 1980, but it's very 50s, 60s, yeah, it's a very 50s vibe, like goodbye democracy, you were there. You were there the day democracy died in Tasmania, and the pre-planning, metal already being ordered before the decision, public protest laws tightened. Like, why as a government would you even spend a second of time and energy and money in a democracy thinking you can tighten public protest laws? Wouldn't you give that money to a homeless kid or a food bank? Make sure someone's warm tonight. Oh, this is my favourite. Seriously, little girl, what the fuck is wrong with your dog? Oh dear. Alright, let's just have a look at the dog. Oh dear. It's a Tasmanian politician. Seriously, little girl, what the fuck is wrong with your dog? Oh, that is so cool. And yeah, just 100% 50s vibes. This isn't 80s vibes. I was a child of the 80s. We oh my gosh, we had all the 70s hippie schooling and all that sort of stuff. If I get fruit and vegetables this year, my mum reckons I might get this big. Tasmania, you were there. Where are you going, Timmy? To the big smoke town to clean them fancy toilets. Job opportunity. And no, I'm not denigrating toilet cleaners, but we can have better with our money. So we're offering our best and brightest a move to Hobart to function a stadium and the cafes around it, all tourist orientated, all money going towards now that greed, narcissism, and corruption. Now this is funny as F-U-C-K, you make of it what you will. My caption would be, fucking who gave Betty red cordial? Oh, it's just too funny. But yeah, fuck me, the Liberal Party are at it again. Give them dollars. It should be them, not them. Give them dollars and watch it dwindle tenfold. I'm urging people to bypass anything to do with Tasmanian politicians. We can shut them down overnight. We can refuse to give them views in their media. We can, just have nothing to do with them. Why are we packing so quickly, Mummy? To get away from the capitalists. They will eat us soon when they run out of peasants to cook for them. Not pheasants, not the birds, though they eat those, the peasants. The poor second-class citizens they want to breed of the next generation of children. That's why I fight for children. How much rent can you pay for a shared room? $4 billion said and done. So I pre-called the stadium being built. Everyone pre-called that. Let's see where we are when we hit 4 billion. Oh, truly, let's hope it never gets that far. I'll be there. I'll just be camping out there. Like if they start to break that ground, it's just, well, maybe not. The contamination is disgusting. Ice again for dinner, Mummy? Don't fucking complain. It's a change from bark. The tourists get the food. You know that. Is this the rude finger, Mummy? No, it's the second one, darling. Fuck you, liberals. Guess what, Granny? The cunting stadium went ahead. What did you catch today? Every gullible Tasmanian. One of my favourite jokes is gullibles written on the ceiling. How did we get in this state? It's an incompetency. It's an incompetency, like 50% illiteracy. That's just mind-boggling. I've worked in Tasmanian education for the last 10 years, and I can say with pretty much certainty I've never seen 50% illiteracy in any of the classes I've been in. That wouldn't hold for a heartbeat. So it is the older, retiring generations, bless them. No soft landings for those who sell out the ball. Rocking Horse vibes. Rocking Horse winter vibes, everyone. That's not a movie for children. It's a black and white, very intense one about a child's obsession with power. All right, this one. Sorry, I'm going to put one more. Where's my favourite one? Have I done that one? No, I've missed one. Wait a minute. I did my dog one. Oh, wait, and I'll go through them in a second. Tasmania, check for signs in life. For signs of life 5 years from now. And it's got the date on it. Quick out before the fucking thing collapses on our heads. Now, twice buildings, I don't know if they were private, but twice there were cinemas collapsed in Tassie. I've heard the urban myth in Launceston that the builders were in the pub opposite having beer, watching at lunch, and then they were watching the building collapse because so many people had stolen their the concrete and stuff out of the oh my gosh, why am I having such a brain freeze? It's early in the morning. The urban myth is in the pub opposite, I think it's the Ploughman's Inn, or it was called that, or I remember seeing bands there in the day where you could smoke in there. That's the one. Collapse. Like, they're not good builders, they steal stuff. I don't know if it's the convict criminal heritage is in the DNA, but I first-hand witnessed it. Oh, this is another favourite. What are we eating tonight, Dad? Don't fucking complain. It's fucking bark. We eat bark every night. Food is for the tourists. Oh, gorgeous. And look how Daddy's portrayed with a pipe in his mouth. Okay. So hopefully, if I sell these as a one-off collection, or if people would like one, just let me know. But you're buying a piece of predated history. The reason being, there is provenance, so you've got the date of the piece of paper, and you've got the date of the video. So yeah. Rich white man fucking up children's futures. Enough of that. And that's all you see in politics. The world has gone upside down today. Remember Betty and Lucy. This is all you're worth today. Food is always for the tourists. And I think beyond comprehension, the most disgusting thing, among many, like the least is phenomenal, that this government seems to think is okay, is food insecurity and people going hungry and people having to go to food banks. And I provide to food banks and charity shops plants and food and anything I give away that I can. But why in a first world country like Australia? So still to look into the economics of, oh, isn't that gorgeous? Look at the colours. What's it say? It's hanging all crooked, said Benji. Daddy straightens the picture and says, thank you, Benji. We have a new picture to hang, calls Mummy. We all go in the living room. Benji and I hold the picture up. Daddy puts wire cord through the 2 rings. Daddy climbs up the stepladder. I give him a hook to fix the wall, and up goes the picture. And there's 2 dogs, I think, or doves. It's beautiful, verdant green, like a strong, vibrant, natural green of colour of nature, and it contrasts with the yellow quite strongly in their spring, summer happy colours. But what's being said comes out of here, doesn't it, Dad? Oh dear. I've lived in Hobart for years, and one bus breaks down and the entire city's in gridlock. Unless they build monorails or flying helicopters or the beautiful old vintage, not vintage, historical buildings are going to be turned into a circus Disneyland. Who profits from that? And it's not, if there was solid economic, financial reasoning. Now, I'm a devout Oxfordian, which means I truly believe Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford, 1550, 1604 approx. Just like that, we'll turn Tasmania into a Disneyland. A myth will be selling out to the tourists, and everything that 500,000 people respect and love. And this is Australia. This isn't the Australia I grew up in, and it's not a good one. To think that this level of greed you can get away with, that children can still be hungry and homeless. The worst part is the lack of accountability. Guess what, Granny? Cunting staging went ahead. What did you catch today? I think that's horrid. how did we get in this state? Pun on the word state. An incompetency. Oh my God, an incompetency. And not just that. Like, I've kept myself out of Tasmanian politics. I don't know who's who, and I never want to after this. But I do know the Education Minister has zero background in education. What are the department leaders, like what's going on with the boat fiasco? That boat fiasco, did those responsible get held accountable in any way? Like, again, there's a chain of command and some checks and balances, and how do you reach a point of is it billions? Bloody hell, what does this government spend? Nearly $500 million, multi-hundreds of millions. I can't wrap my head around that. $400 million. You give that to every regional town out there, like Burnie and Lilydale, and, really remote towns, like people where kids are living, where they have no mental health support, no decent education, and because of their postcode, they're less than. We shovel them off to suburbs that we underfund. Like, the disparaging differences between the rich and poor schools in Tasmania is effing criminal. To justify one building and have literally $1 million worth of tech equipment, soundproofing, carpeting, air conditioning, clean water taps, and another school has like a pig's trough for the kids to grow up drink out of, like the rust is that old. And like, we don't care, we'll let country schools like that die out, and we'll just monopolise young people, move them back to the cities, just in servitude to some fucking monstrosity of money being misspent. And like, I've made a post before where I've said, I don't believe in a heartbeat. And it's not for me to know the man privately. I couldn't give an SHIT about him. But how he functions as a politician is incomprehensible. It is, to me, reflective of a very deep and psychotic mental health episode of severe empathic detachment. Like, to be so disjointed from reality. And that's what a mental health episode is. That's why we have reality and we have a mental health episode. And they are transient things. And some people, their whole lives, 50, 60 years, never have a mental health episode. Some people, unfortunately, because of the drugs their parents took, are born with one. Their chemicals are buggered from birth. So they have to fight from day one to find equilibrium. And you do, it's an easy thing. We balance our chemicals with, number one, good nutrition, rest, kindness, sleep, shelter, the ability to self-nurture and self-express. And when you have a child that goes home is just locked in a bedroom or left in a filthy room with nothing while it hears screaming parents and nothing for dinner, filthy clothes, slept in its own clothes. And when I studied social work down here, I did a term of it, and that was a karma of a story in itself. But the sad reality of that was that the networks of support were so underfunded that it was an unwritten rule with those who were first responders in going in and, putting their hands on kids and getting them out of dangerous spaces, that your priority was the little ones who couldn't physically move out of that space. Like, there wasn't enough money for bigger ones, like teenagers especially. Like, no one wants a broken teenager. I've seen teenagers walk up to glass windows, 2 of them, and bang them so hard with their hands they slice them open. And their wrists and their blood and their level of violence where children are hospitalising other children through assault. And that's after years of trying to help them and not feeling a sense of failure, but knowing the brokenness, the hurt, the damage, the pain to wanna do that. And we want to denigrate these human beings. We want to shovel them off to dirty, horrible suburbs and label them unworthy and malnourish them and undereducate them and have them as our fodder for all this expensive, wealthy, elite fucking doctors to not have Medicare. I think there is something. I'll have to investigate that. And thank you to the politicians. Like, I'm saying goodbye to all governments and politicians. Unfortunately, for research purposes, I will do a weekly roundup on them. But I'll be more so wanting just to talk to people. So taking my tripod, my trusty little Frederick, I call him, and just filming if people want to be filmed, or just recording voices if people want to record their voice. Because this is, I'm saying for posterity, but I'm thinking a posthumous moment. I mean, it's preposterous. It's beyond the realms of comprehension. So thank you, and please, I'm making a plea. The money will go 50-50. I'm always a 50-50 person. It's black or white. I think if you're not led by science and data and fact and empirical truth, reality, the senses we have, the logic, the biology, the way we seek a definitive truth of something is how I've taught for 20 years. I don't teach bullshit. You know, you constantly evolve your research, you constantly learn what is the new data, you constantly find ways. And that is just the most basic, number one step of teaching. When you walk into a room of children and you meet them for the first time, they teach you. You learn every individual kid and you know what they need or want, you know. Some are mathematical, some are artistic, some are singers. And you encourage that gift on planet Earth. You want more of the beautiful things, more of the truly beautiful things that are around us. So these are fruits and vegetables I'm obsessed with. Not just. But I don't know I will ever eat a mushroom unless it's certified. Well, thank you so much for listening, and please be in contact. I'd like to raise money to travel the furthest town from Hobart, geographically speaking, and in the middle. And then I don't want to know, and then oh gosh, this makes me laugh. Seriously, look at what the fuck is wrong with your dog. It's a Tasmanian politician. All right, you beautiful people, thank you for your time.